Baby! Hey, this is Danny from Made of Metal, aka Britain's strongest drummer. I'm coming for that world title, and I am back with another edition of Lightweight News. In this video, we're going to take an overdue look at what happened at the Arnold Sports Festival UK 2022. We're going to recap what happened at the strongest lightweights this past weekend in Atherstone, and also this past weekend, did we see a new under 80 kilogram at the stone world record? So yes, towards the end of September we had the Arnold Sports Festival UK 2022, which comprised of a pro strongman show and a pro strongwoman show, which was awesome to watch, but also the amateur log and deadlift competition. So despite the fact that the amateurs went on before general admission opened, I think they started at around 10 AM each morning, the Friday and the Saturday. They did manage to get quite a big crowd, especially the deadlift on the Saturday, which was awesome to see for these guys. So from what I could tell, the rules changed ever so slightly to how they were advertised when the announcement for the amateur competition was initially announced. I believe initially it was comprised of 2 lifts on each event, whereas on the day it was announced that everybody was going to get 3 lifts, more of like a powerlifting style competition. So on Friday we had the log press and everybody performed really well. Dean McVie was going to go for that British record, but I think a number of factors played a part in not quite managing it on the day. I think he told me the log he was using was quite different to the one he's been training on, which can have a great effect on people. Grip shirts weren't allowed, and I think that's something Dean is quite used to training with. And just that huge stage, the setting looked absolutely incredible. But that huge stage with the lights above you is probably enough to have put a few people off. But there was much more success for everybody come deadlift day, the Saturday. We had personal bests from lots of people. I mentioned a few people in my last video previewing the competition. Desi Gillespie, she got 210, an easy 210 kilograms, I might add. When I think on the day she was unsure whether she'd get 200, but absolutely smashed it. And also Mike Harmer, he got his 250 kilogram deadlift. It was incredible to see. That was the number he was chasing as well.
Yes! Yes! Squeeze those glutes, lock out, hit through. Yes!
Maria Krasinska also did really well, as did I, pronouncing that surname this time.
Yes!
Easy lift there by Maria. Leg drive is awesome. It's really sits with that lovely lift.
And also a special mention to Holly Ford, who I didn't mention in my previous video, but I caught up with her over the course of the weekend and she performed really well, so good on you, Holly. But on deadlift day, we did have 2 lightweight men's deadlift records set. First was Dean McVie, setting the Scottish deadlift record, breaking his own Scottish deadlift record to 305 kilograms. He did try for the 310, but unfortunately, on the day it wasn't quite there. That 310 kilograms was no problem for Lewis Blackwood. That was his first attempt of 3. He came out, pulled that as if it was nothing, raw, went off and announced that his second attempt would be the world record, which was weighed out on stage to 338.5 kilograms. And after a fight, oh my God, what a fight, Lewis Blackwood was the under 80 kilogram world record deadlift holder. Well done, Lewis. Epic stuff.
Come on! Yes, Lewis!
Let's go, Lewis. Come on.
Yes! 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 Yes!
Well done, pal. Yeah.
So then all eyes in the lightweight strongman scene turned to Sunday, the world record breaking event, the head-to-head Tom Mannion versus Rich Molnar for the under 80 kilogram deadlift world record. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time at all talking about the circumstances surrounding the world record attempts that took place for the under 80 kilogram men over the course of the weekend. What I will say is that unfortunately, Tom and Rich both didn't quite manage it on the day, despite the fact they went in both looking very, very capable. Just on the day, circumstances were not ideal. So what that means is that Lewis Blackwood is still the under 80 kilogram deadlift world record holder, and can I just reiterate that the world record was hit on his second lift of 3. So it was a tremendous effort. He's still the record holder. However, I think people are hungry for it. I believe there's another under 80 kilogram record attempt coming up fairly soon. Ben Donan, I think, is going for it. So how long will Lewis hold on to it for? We don't know, but I do know that Lewis has just taken purchase of a deadlift suit. So if he could do that 338.5 kilograms raw, who knows what he might be able to do in a suit. So can't wait to see it. So that brief little rundown is going to wrap up what happened at the Arnold Sports Festival UK 2022, which potentially is the final Arnold Sports Festival UK 2022, as it was announced the morning of the first day. Arnold Schwarzenegger, who was due to make an appearance for a meet and greet and an interview, announced that he wasn't going to be there. The organisers then changed their social media handles, so it looks as though the partnership between the organisers of the weekend and Arnold Schwarzenegger has broken down. It has been announced that the weekend will go ahead next year. We don't know the new name of it yet. We don't know presumably they're going to try and keep the layout as similar as they can. But obviously, you guys and girls, the past 2 years that have got your Arnold Sports Festival login deadlift competition t-shirts, they're all of a sudden they're collector's items. So I'm completely jealous. So we'll look forward to next year to see what's going to happen in terms of Strongman provision and the festival itself. And yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens. On Sunday, October the 2nd, the strongest lightweights descended upon Atherstone in the Midlands to battle it out for the title of the strongest lightweight. Competing on the day were the under 64 kilogram ladies and under 80 kilogram men, myself among them. We'll look straight at the podium, so congratulations go to, in third place, Miles Hawkins, in second place, James Watts, and in first place, in little surprise to me, Kieran Stevens, who was so consistent on the day. He went in with a plan and executed that plan to perfection. As for my personal performance, my placing wasn't particularly high, but then going into this competition, I just had certain expectations for myself, and all I wanted to do was meet those expectations. And with the exception of a couple of events, my plan, is not as good as Kieran's plan, but my plan went off pretty well. So kicking off the competition, we had a 12-inch axle deadlift for maximum weight, starting at 160 kilograms for the men, rising in 20 kilogram increments until the last few were standing. And I managed to hang in there until 240 kilograms, which I'm very happy with, because that is a weight that I've not been able to hit in training. So to do it in competition, I was very happy to do so. The jump from 240 kilograms to 260 was way too much for me, and it seemed to be a bit too much of a jump for a lot of the other guys as well. However, Kieran, he got 280, so tremendous effort there. Then we had the overhead medley, 1 rep on an 80 kilogram log, 2 reps on a 90 kilogram axle, and then for the remainder of the time, repping out a 53 kilogram circus dumbbell. Now for me, all I wanted to do was get those first 3 reps out of the way with no mistakes. Log pressing outside is a completely different beast to log pressing inside, and I felt that as soon as I did the first clean. I paused for a second, I could feel myself sort of drifting back, but managed to get that rep fairly quickly, and the two axle reps were no problem either. The dumbbell, that's a different story, but to be honest, it's a new implement to me. The weight was a bit beyond what I've been able to do, so I can't be too down on myself. I gave it a decent go, but yeah, some of the other guys got, I don't want to say lucky with the dumbbell, but there was at least one person, I'm looking at you, Hugh Hartnett, who spent ages telling me how much he hates the dumbbell, hates the dumbbell, hates the dumbbell. And I think, I can say this, I think I was ahead of him in terms of time for those first 3 reps. And then he snuck a rep on the dumbbell, so went above me in the placing. So I've said this to him, I will forever curse him for that dumbbell press. You jammy bugger. Third event was the yoke into the keg. Now I dropped the yoke on the first leg, which was a real shame. It's been a while since I've done a yoke that heavy. It's a real shame as well because my run back to get the keg to pop it over the yoke, that felt pretty quick, but it is what it is. It's something that could be worked on. I think it was James Watts on this one, flew. Just absolutely no nonsense, picked it up, boom, boom, and keg straight over, so tremendous effort there. Fourth event was the farmer's walk for max distance, 80 kilograms in each hand, a 15-meter run, no drops allowed, just back and forth for as long as you can, no time limit either, which made it very interesting. Now, because of my performance on the yoke, I was second or third on this event, so I didn't really have much of a benchmark to shoot for. So for me, it was just a case of pick it up, go until I couldn't carry it anymore, and it was a performance that got me 4th place overall in that event, which was a nice surprise to me. Of the 3 guys that beat me, I can't remember who the other guy was. It was Kieran, somebody else beat me by a couple of meters. However, Mr. Miles Hawkins, he just demolished everyone with quite a unique technique as well. I mean, I was trying to take a fairly wide turning circle because you want to be careful turning with the handles with that sort of weight because the momentum will just keep you going and just make it really difficult to walk forwards. But Miles, his turning circles were huge, absolutely huge. It was almost like he was running like around an athletics track. That's how wide the curve seemed. But he smashed 75 meters. Did he get more than that? I know he got at least 75 meters. I think he might have dropped it at the 75 meter mark because he knew that no one was really going to beat that. So epic stuff. Then we had the duck walk into power stairs. I don't want to talk about the duck walk into power stairs for me. My performance was abysmal. I dropped the weight on my foot. I'm fine, I got a little graze. But Matt Neese, redemption for Matt Neese. Matt Neese on this event had a shocker at the UK NS finals earlier this year. But this event, I think he came second. So, I mean, what a turnaround. Incredible stuff. So, props to Matt, well done. And the final event was stone snooker. At the stone, over a yoke, 130 kilogram stone, every rep with that got you 3 points, or 110 kilogram stone, every rep with that got you 1 point. My plan going in, because I don't really have the opportunity to train stones as often as I like, or at least that is to say, not for the past few, and up until the past few months, I haven't really trained stones too much. So my plan going in was to just try the 130 kilogram stone, try for a rep or 2, and kind of leave it at that. I gave it a damn good go. It was the first attempt, it was very close. Second attempt, I just didn't have anything left. Luckily, still had enough time to get a couple of reps with the 110 kilogram stone, so at least I didn't zero, which is good. But yeah, tremendous performance from everyone. Kieran did enough, I think, for joint first on this event. Either way, secured the win. Tremendous effort. What a turnaround from him as well. I know he was really upset with his performance at England's Strongest Man back in June. So to bounce back from that and come into this competition so strong. Kieran, if you're watching this, I'm going to confess that your training videos, your Instagram stories were making me sad. So I had to mute you and a couple of the other guys as well, but you were the first. I muted you on Instagram just because I didn't want to see what you were doing. It was just distracting me. So yeah, congratulations to everyone that made the podium. Congratulations to everyone's performance. Everyone did really well. Next competition for me is Clash in the UK on December the 18th. So a couple of months to get that 105 kilogram log press. And finally, also on the 2nd of October at MK Fitness in Derry, there was a world record day. There were various opportunities to break existing world records, but the one I'm particularly interested in is the Atlas Stone world record, the under 80 kilogram Atlas Stone world record. Patrick Harris, who is based in Wales, possibly not a name you'd immediately recognise. I think the last time I saw him in competition was last year at the Arnold's amateur long and deadlift competition. I've certainly not bumped into him at any strongman competition since then, although I'm sure he has still been competing. He went for 180 kilogram stone, and it looked so close. I mean, the pickup is just so easy. The fact the stone was set a little bit far away from the yoke, I think, counted against Patrick, because he kind of had to take a bit of a walk with the stone. And he did tell me that he was suffering from some hamstring strain, but geez, I mean, that looked so effortless up until that triple extension, that I've no doubt that he'll get the 180 kilogram stone soon. So excellent effort from Patrick. He is absolutely someone to keep an eye on in the lightweight strongman scene. Can't wait to see what he's capable of 2023 and beyond. So that's going to wrap up another edition of Lightweight News. If you enjoyed the video, do the thumbs up thing, do the subscribe thing, share the video around. I'll be back soon with another video, I'm sure. Until then, I will see you next time.